What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Biconomy, with over $600 million in 24-hour trade volume, ranks Cardano ADA as the 6th most trending futures. George CryptosRus, a couple of days ago, said it's really hard to outperform Bitcoin. The only one that outperformed Bitcoin is Snek. I'm not surprised. The blue chip premier meme coin, I think top 100 is inevitable. Charles Hoskinson says the good news is that a working group is formed between the CFTC and the SEC. Hester Peirce is in charge of the SEC side with the best possible outcome. The CFTC leader was the head of policy for A16Z. That's as good as it gets. Bullish to say the least. Charles says, I met with President Milei. We know a lot of people in his government. IOG will build an office in Buenos Aires and do application development. Will build Laced Wallet's mobile client in Argentina. Charles says passing a stablecoin bill will be a big event. We can get many laws passed this year. Once that's done, massive institutional money will enter. The markets will see a huge spike and then retail will come. I agree with that sentiment. Charles says Globant has over 20,000 developers. They're a huge publicly traded multi-billion-dollar company. We already signed an MOU with them. Globant will build on Cardano and will do AI projects and AI applications with them. And that's really bullish. I know there's some news about some meme coin that Milei may be involved with. I don't know exactly. I didn't see it on CoinGecko, but let's put that aside. Let's focus on Globant, which this is a great post by Mauro, which takes us back to that moment where Charles was in Argentina. And this is great. A tour of the Globant offices. And I gotta say, Charles is looking really sharp in these pictures here. So if you guys remember back in October, I believe, was that post and the MOU with IOG and Globant. And Globant is gargantuan. So I think we're really underestimating the potential there with Cardano. So we're going to continue to watch. And big shout out to Charles and Mauro for sharing the post, the Angry Crypto tweet. Charles Hoskinson says we want to have different algorithms running in parallel with proof of stake. We created Minotaur, a framework for multi-resource consensus. It could create new revenue streams and make Cardano more inclusive and resilient. So the future is going to be multi-resource consensus. The future is going to allow that to have more participants and increase the security and increase revenue streams also. Actively validated services is how we make more money. It's really expensive to generate ADA security. We could sell some of our security via partner chains, turning Cardano into a universal AVS layer, valued at tens of billions of dollars. So in a nutshell, guys, partner chains will allow other networks to utilize our security, and in turn, the stake pool operators and ADA holders will be rewarded multiple sources of revenue, but at the same time, also a revenue source for the treasury. So future is looking very bright because people can't match our level of security and we can monetize it. Charles Hoskinson says selling our consensus services means we're monetizing an asset we already own. Stake pool operators and ADA holders would make more money. Multi-resource consensus allows more people to participate in securing the network. Time to bring dog to Cardano. This surprised me because I see the posts often. This, I believe, is a popular meme coin on Bitcoin. And lo and behold, FluidTokens, again, they just continue to deliver and surprise us. So, of course, their DApp, their synergy with Bitcoin and Cardano, and this is great to see. More steps towards Bitcoin DeFi. I like that. Great to see. Also, Tokeo. Tokeo says Dotswap Tokeo strategic partnership. As Tokeo expands into Bitcoin, we're thrilled to announce our strategic partnership with Dotswap, the first BTC-native AMM swap and DEX supporting BRC20, ARC20, CAT20, and Runes tokens. That's pretty dope. Nice, feature-rich automated market maker. They offer liquidity pools and multi-protocol support within the Bitcoin DeFi ecosystem. Very soon, you will be able to swap runes on Tokeo via Dotswap APIs and also access Dotswap on your browser via Tokeo. And also, there was a few days ago, there was a partnership announcement with Analog. And we'll skip over this TGE stuff, but in particular, this description. Analog is developing a layer 0 blockchain protocol utilizing its innovative time chain technology to enhance cross-chain interoperability. Their mission is to simplify the access to Web3 data across an array of blockchains. Together, we'll be strengthening cross-chain interoperability and fostering a more interconnected and efficient blockchain ecosystem for the future. So this is great. Tokyo's really focused not only on the Bitcoin integration, but more as well. And I think the future is omni-chain. IOG released the weekly development report and a lot of cool stuff in here, but I just want to really focus on the boost here with delegated wallets. We have surpassed 1.32 million delegated wallets. So that's one thing, is that DeFi TVL doesn't show this metric. If it did, we would maybe be in the top 4, top 3. So just one thing to consider. But otherwise, things are looking good. We're closing in on 2,000 projects. Looking good overall. Now let's shift over to what's going on with Bitcoin and the pro-crypto administration. New York Stock Exchange files proposal to allow staking for Grayscale's Ethereum ETF. This is going to bode well, I think, for all the staking ETPs that we have, for example, with New York Stock Exchange in Finland. Maybe we see some advanced staking ETPs in the United States as a result of this good news. Millennium Management discloses $2.6 billion in Bitcoin ETF holdings and $182 million in Ethereum ETF holdings. State of Wisconsin Investment Board discloses $321 million in Bitcoin ETF holdings. And it continues. We got a lot of Bitcoin stuff. Hong Kong investment firm Avenir discloses almost $600 million in Bitcoin ETF holdings. Abu Dhabi's Sovereign Wealth Fund discloses $436 million in Bitcoin ETF holdings. A lot. World's largest custodian bank, State Street and Citibank, to launch crypto custody services. Again, stablecoin legislation is going to open the floodgates. Banks are going to give the green light socially, and retail will follow. We could also see auto KYC as a result of customers having easy access to onboard. So I see a lot of synergy. Michael Saylor met with El Salvador's president to discuss accelerating global Bitcoin adoption. This is going to bode well for altcoins. It's going to bode well for Cardano and XRP and everything else. Aston Martin announces Formula One Coinbase partnership paid entirely in crypto stablecoins. Trump media authorizes investing in crypto assets. Now, I looked at the official PR releases and I didn't see anything fresh. I still saw the one that we covered back when they approved via their board of directors to expand into fintech and to acquire Bitcoin if they wanted to and expand it to similar cryptocurrencies. So take this with a grain of salt, but lo and behold, I mean, we have the most pro-crypto administration. It could also just be echoing the same sentiment that we saw basically a week ago. Thousands of IRS agents expected to be fired next week. Let's have a moment of silence, for those who shall not be missed, if you will. And you know what? The president has spoken about a lot of solutions. So, I'm just really excited for this golden age of digital assets. And I think that the rest of the world will also follow. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. Now, before we jump into price, Cardano ADA is repeating history. A great post by Tap Tools. Make sure you're following them. Everything's linked below. And we can see that it's also reminiscent of what happened in 2021. I took a look at the price today, guys, and I saw that ADA was surging at the end of February, especially in March too, establishing its first leg up. Seems to have a similar rhyme and rhythm to what we saw last cycle. So again, now we're pricing in Satoshi. Now we're pricing with more inflation. Now we have Snek that outperformed Bitcoin. We have a lot of factors with more network effect, bustling ecosystem, smart contracts, things that we just didn't have last cycle. It was mostly speculative last cycle. But now Cardano has an established ecosystem. So It's great to see Cardano back at the near 8-1 level. This is great. If you guys scooped up the dips, congratulations. I scooped up those dips when it went down to 60 cents and 64 cents. Glad I did. And if it does again, I'll be happy to scoop up more. Right now, I'm just in the watching phase. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance right now at 60.5. It's nice to see it cool off. I think it might have peaked. It really might have peaked, guys. A near 63%, basically higher if you involve wrapped Bitcoin and other elements too with Bitcoin. So ADA, again, 808, looking nice. I like that. XRP at 2.81. Again, no altcoins were immune from that massive dip in liquidation that we experienced. But if for some reason we experience something like that again, I'm ready to scoop up more. That's why it's good to have some stables on the side to take advantage of those dips and to buy more. Because ultimately, guys, when I'm holding my ADA and my XRP and Bitcoin and my Litecoin, aka Krillin, you know, ADA is, I must say it again, ADA is Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin is like, it's Goku. XRP is, I don't know what's XRP. XRP might be like Trunks because it's doing like cross-border payments. So XRP's taking his time machine, going back and forth. I can't decide, you know what I'm saying? And Litecoin's Krillin. But you just got to know what you hold. What is the narrative for this project? What's the conviction for this project? Because you got to speculate to accumulate. And with ADA, you guys will know back when I said, oh, 33 cents, I'm buying at 33 cents. I still remember when I told you guys I was buying at 369 in July. And I was like, oh, I should have bought at 30 cents. And, you know, I was like, oh, why did I buy at 369? I'm glad I did. Because this has the narrative. Safe and secure, resilient, mission critical tasks built on Cardano, public immutable blockchain, decentralized, safe and secure, no outages, no downtime. You know, and every project has its own unique narrative. Krillin Litecoin is kind of that like silver little brother to Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, digital gold, store of value. XRP, cross-border, fintech, enterprise grade stablecoins with RLUSD. And there's some synergy. So I'm really glad that we have a competitive advantage, an alliance with DREC Alliance alongside Ripple and XRPL Labs, ISO 20022, MICA compliance with Cardano, and much more. We're in a compliance-led narrative. Bitcoin DeFi, compliance, right? All these things are really crucial. And I think ADA is at the helm of that. So know what you hold. Ask yourself, why do I hold this project? Because you want to have strong roots with your conviction in the project. I think ADA has a lot of potential and will easily surpass our previous all-time high. I still think that $5 to $7 price range is reasonable to not only hit, but also surpass. So hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.